Like first time when I talked to you and I came and I gave you feedback and I said, here's how I view you. I naturally can't help myself either, looking at everybody as a product. Like if I'm your agent, I can market you very easily. So I look at you as a product. This is a very easy product to market. You belong on TV. I mean, that's hands down. There's no question about it. You're marketable. So everybody I look at them that way. I can't help myself. It's like the kingmaker side on what can happen for this person. And sometimes some people don't like it because hey, why are you giving me advice? I don't want any account. I'm like, I'll step back. But I can't help myself. Everything I see is how we can make something better.
What happens when you look at yourself? What do you see?
I think it's a marketable product as well. And I think growing up as a kid, I missed the part of being playful because I had to be a father and a husband too early to my mother. I played the role of a husband and an older brother, even though I'm 6 years younger. So at 14 years old, I'm an overprotective younger brother to a 20-year-old sister, which makes no sense at all, right? Yeah. And I had to play the father when my husband, when my dad got the divorce and we're in Germany and my mother needed support. So I stayed with my mother for 6 years until she went to Iran. And then I joined the army. So I kind of missed that element, and there's a childlike side of me that I want to seek, and I think I'm going to pursue that the next 20, and I don't really know specifically which direction it's going to go.
Have I seen this childlike side in you in some of the videos?
Yeah, I mean, one went out today that's going to be childlike. That was the good voice that just went out. It's the 20-year-old me talking to the 40-year-old me with a surprise at the end of the 80-year-old me that shows up out of nowhere, which is really epic.
Are you in 80-year-old makeup and stuff?
Yeah, you got it.
Of course you are.
It looks like I'm 80 years old. So I don't know. I just like storytelling. I like, the first time I built a sales organization was called the Story Builders, and I was in 2003, August, where the team was called. I own StoryBuilders.com, and till today I have an email that's called Patrick@thestorybuilders.com. But I've always been fascinated by stories. Like even when I spoke to you, MIT, San Diego, where you went, and then Boston, you lived there, how that was, then New York. I'm always curious about everybody's story. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably going to be the direction.
Yeah, I like that playful side of you. You did grow up hard, and you grew up, I think, having to put this tough guy exterior on, and I can see those elements in you and the chip on your shoulder. But, there's yin and yang, and there's feminine energy and male energy, and if you can't embrace that, you're gonna snap one day. We've seen that guy do that, and so I'm glad you're doing that, and I think it's gonna be really good for you, and I think the viewers need to see that too.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. I agree with you. I agree with you, and I told Tony Robbins today, I said, and him and I were going back and forth, I said, Tony, the one thing I admire about you is the fact that, you're able to speak your thoughts on religion and politics, yet you don't lose Democrats or Republicans because you know how to speak to everybody and you still give your opinion. And I think that's something all of us can learn from. It's not an easy thing to do because his reach is so wide. It's crazy, it's wild. But I think it's also part of it because he's vulnerable and we see the childlike side of him as well. You see this with McConaughey, you see this with Kevin Hart, you see this with Rock, you see this with the great ones. They have that, and it's such a attractive thing. So I appreciate that observation and what you're saying there. And it's been hard to want to go there because you've had to keep a front for a long time.
It's against everything you were taught and experienced, right?
And what's helped me with that is my kids. Being around my kids. I'm a big Lego kid. Oh my gosh. Have you been to the Lego store here?
I haven't. I was went on Leicester Square. Yeah, I haven't walked in there. It's good.
Oh my gosh. The stuff they got stuck. I couldn't even believe it was so beautiful, right? I mean, I play Lego all day with these kids. There's a side of me that's a big kid. And by the way, I don't mind the other side either, the strong side. But I also know there's a time for this and there's a time for this, and it may be a season of this right now.
Yeah, good with the seasons. I like that too.